we're live. Welcome to the MailleWerX Chainmail Livestream. My name's Sean. I run MailleWerX.com. And we're going to get some work done tonight. How's everybody doing? Hope you're having a good time. Alright. We'll get this laid out here. We ran out of black rings last night. But plenty of gold rings we can put into the inlay. Continue to work on this one. So, let's see. There we go. We're just gonna get started. So today is my first day of, right now I guess that's technically tomorrow. So tomorrow will be technically my first day of being unemployed. I'm gonna sign up for unemployment, see if that works out. I don't think it's going to. I'm gonna have to get a lawyer. Just fine. You know. And then, what else? Friday is my hearing test. Not much else going on this week. A lot of interesting things going on around the world. One of my Facebook friends, I saw her post a picture of water that was up to, it was a mobile home, right? So they're up off the ground a little bit, and the water was on like the third step, right below the fourth step to the patio or porch, and then the doorway. And she's somewhere in Australia, but apparently she's not the only one getting flooded out. A couple other people were saying that they were having floods. Didn't realize I knew so many people from Australia, or had a connection with. They are people I've become friendly with on the interwebs, but I've never met them in person, right? What did I just do with that? Really? Pulled this out, opened it up, put the rings I had taken out so far in there, and then set it right back. I am smart. I are a smart man. So yeah, some flooding in Australia. So she posted that, the water was that high, and then a couple hours later, I saw a post saying that she had lost everything. Everyone was okay, but cars, the home, all their stuff ruined. So that's awful. And I'm finding it very interesting, the amount of propaganda that's going on about the current situation in Eastern Europe, right? I just read 2 articles on it. Some of it was pretty obvious from the get-go, like Miss Ukraine's airsoft rifle that she's holding. Like, why would you be holding an AR-15 when everybody is being issued an AK-47? Okay? I mean, maybe she has an AR-15 of her own. I don't know, but if there's a serious situation going on over there, which I have no doubt that there is, right? I don't doubt that there's been an invasion. This isn't some pro-Russian monologuing here. right? I'm just... Since there is a serious situation going on over there, people are dying, why are things being lied about, right? A number of viral stories have turned out to be false so far. Okay, I can forgive the 13 soldiers that were presumed dead. I saw the video. It's like, okay, yeah, I'd chalk them up to being gone too. Glad to hear they're alive. But a couple of the other things, like the Ghost of Kiev, the video of that story having come from a flight simulator from 2008. What is that about? I don't get it. And there should be enough footage of real issues going on to not have to do that, right? You lose my support when you lie to me. And I'm not saying Ukraine is losing my support. I'm saying, like, when something's clearly lied about, right? It's like, oh yeah, I can't trust you to tell me the truth on this subject, so I don't know, it's just weird. Okay? If you ever seen the movie Wag the Dog, it makes it seem even weirder. So I have had zero trust in Western media for a decade now. So this isn't surprising. It's just, yeah, there's a serious situation going on. Why aren't you telling me the truth about it? Is it just that they're so prone to lying about everything that they can't help themselves? I don't know. Don't know. All I know is that it's weird. Anyway, if you go to the website, you will see a lot of items are gone. We're cleaning house before I say we, I mean I am cleaning house before I move on to do bigger and better things with the website. A couple of things got to be cleaned up. Have to go through and take a look at the back end on a couple of things, but I have time to do that, and hopefully it'll all be done by the end of this week. So I can start adding stuff here pretty soon. It'd be nice. So, steps in the right direction. And I've got to start. I don't want to procrastinate. I want to get on this problem right away, right? Where I run out of money in the next 2 to 3 months. Hey Barb, how you doing? Right. I want to avoid that happening. So I've got to get on the road to making money from here. But, and cleaning up the website is one step in that process. I did work on my motorcycle vest a little bit today. The leather lacing on the back is all laced up. It's good to go. But the vest has pockets. You're all right? I'm doing okay. Had a good day today. the vest has pockets, and actually, I'll just. Let's see here. I'll have to stand up to get it over here. I can't describe it. I lack the words, so let me just show you what I'm talking about. Okay, let's... This is the front of the vest, the left side. Here is the pocket, right? I've got the rings to go around the button here. I'll lace all that in on this side, right? Here's the problem. On this side over here, right, I'm either going to have to go all the way through the vest into the liner on the back side, right, and lace it up that way, but that's going to make a bunch of holes in the liner, which I don't really want to do. Or I'm going to have to find some way to just keep the holes in the leather, right? Which I haven't figured out how to do that part yet. But I did get both sides opened up, which I'm pretty happy about, because honestly, lacing up those pockets is the last thing I need to do to that vest. And then, 10 years after I started it, that project's finally done. Only took forever. A lot of it was, it's like, oh, it'll only take me a little bit of time. After I had the initial body of the vest done and everything laced on, that looks so cool. Thank you. It is cool. I love that vest. You want to see it modeled? Do you want me to put it on for you? The lacing in the back was just something it didn't take very long. I just had to sit down and do it. I put it off. I've worn the vest. I wore it out to Colorado when I rode out there last September. It's heavy and is a back killer for sure. But I wasn't able to wear it the whole time. On the second day down, I had to take it off. And then I was able to wear it pretty much the whole way back. So part of it's like I ride for an hour or two around here, and I don't really it doesn't really bother me. But riding it wearing the vest and riding for 8 hours a day on long trips, that my back was not prepared for that. So I got through it though. If I go on another long trip, I will probably wear a lighter vest. I don't know how much it weighs. I don't know how many rings are in it. But I think it's the only chainmail leather combo vest. I think it's unique. I think it's the only one. I haven't seen another one, so. Now I gotta, once I get the vest all finished up, there's a couple safety bars on my bike. Take off, wrap those in chainmail, wrap the exhaust pipes, fun stuff like that. I think I want to wrap the exhaust pipes in titanium, because you can heat titanium to get fun colors. One day I'll get it all figured out. of course, the bike project's way down the list of priorities. I would love to go and have the front and rear fender and the gas tank wrapped in some vinyl with a chainmail print on it. And then I want to do that to my truck, and then put all my stuff, you know, all the MailleWerX gear in a trailer that's wrapped in vinyl with chainmail print on it as well, and travel around to different shows and sell my wares. One day. You know, Sarah, it just occurred to me, if you're still watching, that you could have been talking about the inlay and not the vest. I don't know. I don't know at what point that comment was made, so... Get all my vehicles wrapped in vinyl, chainmail print on them. See here, and I've got the chainmail leather stamp. I've got lots of chainmail in my house, lots of chainmail print stuff. Then I want a chainmail tattoo. Couple of them. It's like I've been doing this for 25 years. It's been one of the biggest parts of my life that outside of I was in the military for 7 years. I was a nurse for 18 years. I've been doing this longer than anything else. So, yeah, just cover everything in chainmail and call it a day, including my skin. Any recommendation on metal glue? You made some Rivoli captures, but the Rivolis don't stay put, and you're using the rings the tutorial recommends. Metal glue. I am experimenting with some of that stuff myself. I know that there's usually a selection at your hardware store for, it'll have like JB Weld and Gorilla Glue and a couple other, Loctite, right? It'll have all those, and then they will tell you on the container which ones will stick to certain materials, right? Some are better for fabric, some are better for wood, some are, do like wood, leather, ceramic, metal. You just got to figure out, that would be my first place to start. I've never done a Rivoli capture. Looking forward to doing some one day, but as of right now, that's a long way off on my list of things to get done. But hopefully, with all this quote-unquote time off I have, I should move closer to getting a lot of stuff done around here. So I did. Metal Designs has awesome kits. That's another thing I want to do, is support some of the manufacturers and people and what they, the kits they sell or the tutorials they sell. I don't want to, reveal anything on the stream. I just want to work on a kit on stream. I think that would be a good way. If people have questions about a certain thing, I can, have a reference point. Evening, Peg. How you doing? Lots of stuff to get done. Slowly moving forward. Moving the needle every day. Tackle Hugs Barb. Your nose will never be the same. Can't keep your props off of it. Did you hit yourself in the nose? That's no fun. Oh, I bought some canned air today. There's a couple of, I have like an Xbox 360 upstairs that needs to be cleaned out. An old PlayStation 3 that needs to be cleaned. And then the PlayStation 3 my son has. Right, but I can take the Xbox One and put it in storage. Or the Xbox 360, rather. The TV upstairs needed a console, but we got a new TV for up there that connects to Wi-Fi, so. Hey Rick, how you doing? So I got some canned air, I'm going to clean those out. I did spray down one of the computers down here, and it was absolutely filthy, and I felt bad for not having gotten some cans of air before. I was appalled at my mess. It was pretty bad. Try and get that done tomorrow. Try and get the computer RAM upgraded. I haven't done that yet. That's gonna give me some, when I get a chance to work on some more designs, that should really speed things up. Oh, and then I was laying in bed last night dreaming about dreaming about these, right? And I was like, you know what? I would love a way to make a bunch of these exactly the same. But I don't have this leather that I need, but I can get that part, right? The second part is the cutting process. They have these like pizza cutters for leather that are pretty good. Other than that, you got scissors, you got X-Acto knives, box knives with a razor blade in them. They're good, right? But I was thinking, I was like, what's the best way to get this down? Because this, where I used the, what do you call that thing? Where I cut this slat, right, for the rings to go through. This translates into vest extenders, bracelets, bracers, so far that's all I can think of right now, right? So if you're to extend this out, right, these pieces, if you're to lengthen them and add more buttons and stuff, right, you could use this technique to make bracers out of. I was like, but there's no way that I'd be able to hand cut all of that. Industrial shaping of leather is probably made with a stamp and a press. A lot of it is. A lot of it, yeah, absolutely. But I was thinking, one of the pieces of equipment I've been thinking about that would allow me to get consistent sizes, consistent shapes, cut accurately every time, was a laser cutter thingamajig. And I was going to ask Rick about it. So he might have a laser recommendation. And it's not something I'm going to jump into today, right? This is my next purchase is a spot welder. How thick is the leather? Lasers can cut it pretty good. Only know because used to power ones and cut through and just trying to etch it. Oh, nice. This leather is like 2 millimeters thick, maybe 3 at the most. It's folded over on itself, so I can't. I don't know. Can you see that? Right. It's pretty thin stuff. So, all right. So this is what I was thinking. Right. You have a laser cut out the flap, and then you fold it over on itself. Right. What would you use to prevent where the leather was folded over, this part right here, right? Is there something you could use as a liner that wouldn't make this much thicker so that you could still put a button on it and everything? That would protect it, you know, prevent the ring from tearing through and make it more permanent. So I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about purchasing a laser. Does Rick take laser designs on scales? You got a project in the back of your brain? Nice. Yeah. So I'm adding a laser to my wish list. I don't know what type of laser though. I haven't looked into it at all. It's just if I'm gonna do custom vest extenders, you know, I want them to be the best that I can make, and you know, because I had to I think my mom bought me some vest extenders, right? And I had to cut the curb chain off in order to add my chainmail to it, right? And then, you know, we went through the whole rectangular ring that they were connected to, slumping all the Byzantine chains into a mess and looking like shit. So more than one to laser up scales. Will actually be loaded, doing a load tomorrow. Set a friend of place and specifics. What kind of thing are you thinking? Trying to come up with some more designs? Yeah, right. Alright. Looking good, looking good. I like it. I like it a lot. Anyway, yeah. And then another problem I had was that the armrest cutouts that I made, they were, they ended up sucking quite badly. Once I get them all glued up and everything, I'll show you. So if I had a laser cutter, you know, maybe that wouldn't happen. I'd like more exact cuts. You know, even if I'm just cutting out a piece to a specific size, right? So I'd rather just plug in some numbers and let a machine do it. Not because I'm not the worst person in the world to do something like that. It's just that I want to do it as best as possible, and if a laser cutter can cut it out for me exactly to the specific dimensions I set it to, I'd rather do that, to be honest. Sit there and trying to cut some shit out. Right? It's like coiling my own rings. Right? I don't want to coil my own rings. I don't want to cut my own leather. I just want to do the tooling or the stamping or figure all that out. This would be kind of simple. A couple of snowflakes, maybe some frosting on top of the scale. Then some words. You're already planning out donations to next year's Winter Flow Fest. Nice. What is Winter Flow Fest? Look at that shot. Color change to make it. Dude, it's significantly different, right? Outlining it in black and adding this other gold color or whatever the hell this is. Just an astronomical difference. Thank you. It makes me feel better about my decision and all the work I'm putting into this. A diode laser. We'll probably do okay with that. And the cheapest CO2 laser will be quicker but more expensive to start. Yeah. Like I said, I haven't looked into anything. I brushed it off and thought, you know, I don't need a laser engraver or cutter or anything like that, you know. Got no use for one, blah blah blah. And then last night I was sitting there thinking how to get the most precise cuts, and I was like, oh, I really could use a laser. That's a festival you went to a couple weeks ago. A bunch of slightly crazy people who practice the flow arts. Right on. Never attempted to do anything other than metal on the fiber laser. Yeah. I mean, I know people do it. But then to think of a lining, right? Like, do you line it with a piece of plastic to prevent the rings from rubbing through? I don't know. I'd have to look into that second layer of material for... It would be for bracelets, bracers, and vest extenders. Any part where you have that ring rubbing on leather. Right? Because that's not going to hold for forever. It should hold for a good long time. Anyway. I think it's a good idea. Need to get things up and running as far as income-wise, and then I can start thinking about doing stuff like that. Small metal bar sandwich in there might make it a bit too big. Well, a bar or a tube, right? Like, that's the idea, is just to protect that loop. You know? What's the stuff they make holsters out of? Kydex. Right? You could probably cut that out with a laser too. Have matching pieces and then... I don't know. I'd have to look into it. It was just something I was dreaming about, and now I have a reason to buy a laser, and now I want one because I'm thinking of more possibilities, and you know how it goes. Get an idea in your head, and be okay. Run with it for forever. I just need, you know, like, I don't know, probably not even 50 grand. I could go buy all the tools I need specifically for everything that I want to do for a while. I'm not asking much, you know. Alright. Oh, my leg's numb. Okay. My kid told me that outer space was in a box today. That our galaxy was in that outer space, and that if you traveled to the edge, you would hit a box, and it would take you to another box that had another universe in it. So, okay. It's not the weirdest thing I've heard about space today. Or in my life, rather. I hadn't heard anything about space at all this morning. You often thought, wouldn't it be nice to have someone come up and say, you look like you use 50 grand here. We'll hand you a big bag. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Sound like an episode of Futurama? Yeah. Like, I'm sure all kids do this, where they go, you know, Daddy, can I tell you something? Daddy, can I tell you something? Daddy, can I tell you something? Over every time they open their mouths. It's like, yeah, you can just talk, you know? You might have to get my attention first, but, you know, when we're having a conversation, you don't have to say that over and over again. It's not mind-numbingly frustrating at all. It's like, yes, yes, my child, you may speak. Don't even need to ask permission, just, you know, let it out. Oh, shit. Hi, Barb. Have a good night. Thank you for being here. I do appreciate you. Come on. Come on. Where's the opening? Spring. There it is. Gotcha. Have a wonderful and relaxing sleep. I'd like to get me some of that. My kid likes to wake me up at all times of the night. And he'll be told to go back to bed. And then 5 minutes later, like, he'll go back to his room and hang out for a minute. And then 5 minutes later, he'll come back into our room and thinking, okay, I've waited long enough for them to fall back asleep, and, you know, he just wakes us up all over again. He's been taking melatonin to help him sleep through the night. It's like he slept better as a baby sleeping through the night than he does right now. It's ridiculous. Oh, but I'm sure he will grow out of it. Hopefully sooner rather than later, but you know. Like, I just have to get up and take him to school, right? And then once I've done that, I get back home about 8:30, and then I've got 6.5 hours before I have to go pick him up again. The rest of the day is mine, so I really can't complain. You know, like if I need to take a nap, I can. That did not. I didn't take one today. I was kind of surprised. Generally, if I can stay busy, you know, working on a project, or actually, it takes working on a project. If I'm watching TV, I'll get real tired. Usually it's after I eat lunch. I eat lunch and then I crash. Right? But today I was working on a project after I ate lunch. I didn't get tired. When I was driving for my job, if I ate lunch, right, and I was, or a late breakfast or something, and I was driving to the next patient's house, I'd be falling asleep, man. And so I wouldn't eat while I was out visiting patients, and I'd be starving by the time I got home. I'd eat lunch, and then I'd pass out on the couch for usually only 20-30 minutes, like a power nap deal. And I'd wake up feeling tremendously better. But getting woken up by the kid several times during the night sometimes, it's like you wake up, and right as you wake up, you need another nap. You know? Got the black and green rings coming from TRL. They should be here soon. We'll see how they fit once they get here. What have I got to do tomorrow? Finish cleaning computers and consoles tomorrow. Oh, stretch. Stretch. That's really all I need to get done. At some point I'm going to have to clean house this week, but spring is coming. Soon I will have to mow the lawn. If you can't tell, it's my favorite thing to do ever in the world. I have a yard. My neighbors all spend their time keeping their yards nice looking and
all their yards are pretty, and they're well taken care of, and in the meantime, here's mine. I don't weed. I am gonna put some fertilizer down this year because the grass in my backyard died off last year, which was fine with me. I was okay with it, but I was told that that wasn't okay by other people who live in this house. So I've got to fertilize that. But, you know, other than that, like, I'm not going to go out and pull weeds. I'm not going to put weed killer on my yard, you know. I'm not. My dog plays out there. Every time I've ever had any kind of yard treatment that fertilizes and takes out bugs and whatnot, my dog already has skin conditions, and then whenever we would use those services, they would always get worse. We have one service around here. I don't remember what the name is, but it's a yard, you know, spray service that comes around and sprays fertilizer and bug killer on your yard, right? And it's like, I don't know what, $40 a month or something. But since I have lived here, every winter around January or something, they send a sales rep come around. So it'll be middle of winter. Last year, it was early January, mid-January, something like that. There were piles of snow taller than my head, okay? From the snow plow and from me plowing, and piles of snow taller than, 6 feet up in the air, okay? And this guy, this sales rep, comes to the door with his little business's uniform on. So once I open the door and see who it is, I know exactly what they're doing. I'm like, why on God's green earth are you trying to sell me a lawn spray service when there's 6 feet of snow on the ground, right? And of course, it's always at an inconvenient time. I've gotten tired of it. I just shut the door in their face. Yeah, no, get out of here. I realize that they're trying to make a living too, but that is the dumbest time to send out. Like, I'm not thinking about my lawn in the middle of January. I don't think about my lawn at all unless I have to mow it. Come on down the grass pad. We're high on grass. Yeah. It's a local jingle you hear all the time. Nice. Yeah. There's someone around here on the back of his truck cab, right, where the flat window is. It says weed in big bold letters, right? And underneath it says, now that I've got your attention, try Forester's grass fertilizer, whatever it is, right? It's pretty funny. It definitely got my attention. We're high on grass. That's funny. Hey, whatever helps your marketing, man. Maybe that's what I should do. Make a Chainmail jingle.
I don't know. Maybe am I obtuse for not wanting to discuss yard care in the middle of winter? Maybe I'm in the wrong here. Even if I was in the wrong, I still wouldn't talk to him. It's not gonna change my behavior. I'm just curious, you know. Should I talk to them? Let them know that no, thank you. I don't want your service. I'm just gonna keep slamming the door in their face because it's always at an inconvenient time too. I ring the doorbell, my dog barks, and then no. You've irritated me. I think maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'll invite them in and like let them give their whole spiel and then just be like, yeah, no, I'm not into it, thanks. And just waste their time. That would be mean. At least if I slam the door in their face, they can go to the next house and try and peddle their wares, right? Whereas if I was bringing them in and taking up their time, right, they wouldn't, you know, that wouldn't transfer into them being able to make money. And I don't want them to not make money, I just don't want them to bother me. You know what I mean? Know what I mean, Vern? You wouldn't, but you guess there are things to do all year long depending on what you have to deal with. I just mow the dang stuff and whatever grows, grows, yeah. Yeah, if I could burn out my lawn every year, it'd be fine. Neighbor guy's a lawn dude, he's always working on his lawn all year long, yeah. My neighbor's retired, and that's all he does, right? He plays in his garage, and he rides his riding lawnmower around the yard with a beer in hand, and that's it. That's, it's like, yeah, I am not in the least bit interested in spending that much time making my yard look good. If it was a source of food, okay, okay. Now we can talk about that. We can talk about yards as a source of food. Okay. Look at that. Isn't that good looking? I like it. I like it a lot. Oh, it's gonna make everything so much better. So yeah, if the yard's producing food, right, great. If you got flowers out there, I don't care. You know, you want some astroturf and a riding vacuum? Yeah. You'd be happy if you could turn your yard into a prairie. Nice. You know, I mean, I don't want to live in a condo. I do want to live in a house, right? I have a decent sized yard, and it's still not big enough for all the stuff I want to put in it. That's, you know, like, it is what it is. I can go out and add some planter beds, and I don't know. Renee likes to grow stuff, so. If I could put a pool in the bulk of the yard, right? That would alleviate a lot of problems. There's a sprinkler system I have to tear out first, because the sprinkler system is broken in 2 places, and I have no intention of ever using it. So. Like, I don't, is there a sprinkler system repair guy you can call? You have a brown thumb, so you kill plants? Me too. Right? But I can water stuff. You know, if it were in my yard. If it's a houseplant, no. If I water a houseplant, it dies. Only thing you can grow is the unstoppable grass and poison ivy. Ooh. I'm good at growing weeds myself. And, you know, like I said, if it was food, it would be, you know, needed it for survival. Okay, that's one thing. I'm far more interested at that. We had a garden for a while, but we took it out to put a shed in. So, planter bed's the only thing that we're getting moving forward. Like raised planter beds. I'm not digging down in the dirt, pulling weeds or nothing. I'm not bending over for shit for any of that. But a raised planter bed, that I can do. Actually, I have a buddy from high school who used to do data analytics, and then he and his buddy decided one day that they didn't want to do that job for the rest of their lives, so they quit and they opened up a raised planter bed business in, I think they're in Colorado. Maybe I'll give him a call and see if he wants to start selling in Wisconsin. And go out and start assembling planter beds for him. Chad's ready for his nightly Brano stuff. You all have a great night. I got your friend request back, so long info. Alright. Have a good night, Rick. Thanks for hanging out. I do appreciate you being here. Excuse me. I was actually trying to watch Rick's stream earlier. Excuse me. My internet started screwing up. And so my comments weren't going through. I was like, okay, what's going on? And then I tried to post an article about what I was talking about at the beginning of the stream, all the propaganda surrounding everything coming out of Eastern Europe right now. And I couldn't share it, and so I thought, okay, what's going on? And then I tried to make a test post, and I thought I had like hit a Facebook ban or something. No, just my Wi-Fi acting up for some weird reason. I was like, crap, how am I going to go live tonight if I'm banned from Facebook? You know? For sharing readily available information. Anyway. I scared myself, I think. But I tried watching Rick's stream, and none of my stuff was going through, and I could hear him, I could see him, and I was being told whenever I tried to post something that I didn't have internet. I was like, no, that's not how this works. Silly phone. Alright. Yeah, we're about done here in a little bit. I got a little bit more time. do that. Where's the ring? Alright, that's checkered. I'll do this side. Man, does this look good. Like a kid in a candy store. I love the fact that this is turning out. Now, if the rings I order from TRL also turn out, then I will be very, very happy. Because as I'm sure you're all aware, I let freehanding this project get to my head a long, long time ago. It's a big part of why it wasn't finished. And then the colors didn't match, and that bothered me, and I got overwhelmed with trying to do it, you know. So I just didn't think that it was ever going to be finished, you know. I thought, you know, it'll just sit here for forever. It's like the third time I've heard this song. We need to change music channels. So here. I don't have a lot of stuff to do tomorrow. That's going to take up my time during the day. I might have a chance to work on some of this tomorrow as well. We'll see what happens. Like, none of this stuff should take very long. I've got to put the antiquing on the armrests and the flask cover, right? Probably do that tomorrow as well. So those might be done, you know, because once the antiquing is on there and dries and it's sealed and the edges are cleaned up and then everything's sealed, all I gotta do is glue them to the armrest and put all that stuff back together. We'll see what happens. Did have one of the, oh my gosh, so I was sitting here listening to music, working on the website, and I heard this high-pitched whine just permeating the basement. I was like, oh my gosh, what's happened? So I turn the music down, turn the fan next to me down, and I get up, I go look in the furnace room, go around the corner where the computers are, and it's this excruciating high-pitched sound coming from one of my GPUs, one of my graphics cards, right? And it took me a couple minutes to figure out what was going on. The card was functioning fine, just making this high-pitched whine, and it was one of the fans. I was looking at it, and I was like, that's why I got the cans of air for the fans, because they were so dusty. I was like, oh, bet if I cleaned that up, that sound would go away. So, actually, I adjusted the power that's being sent to the fans by a little bit and got them to reduce the whine until I was able to get them cleaned out a little bit better. So I got it cleaned out, and then I got some light machine oil in my Amazon cart that I'm gonna, in case something happens again, because they're fans, they spin at a high rate of speed, they need a little bit of oil. I went looking for recommendations on what kind of oil to buy, and people are like using 5W30 that you put in your car. It's like, it'll work. You know, it may not be the best for your rig, but... Alright, I have a jumped ring somewhere in here. I can feel it. Maybe it's just my mind playing tricks on me. Nope, there is one. Okay. Ah. Through one too many rings. Because I tried to close some of these other rings, it was super tight. I was like, yeah, that's too tight. Ah. Oh, my leg. That's much better. Alright. Do till about right there. Because there's going to be some black rings that go through this crossroads here. Right? I don't want to try and figure out where they go right now. I'm just gonna do all these lone scroll work pieces so we get some more black rings in, and then figure out everything else. I did watch a TikTok the other day that was inspiring. The guy ran a gallery, or runs a gallery, and he was talking about what it takes to get into a gallery, like what gallery owners are looking for when you go to try and sell your stuff in there, right? And not that I'm planning on being in a gallery anytime soon, but the information was, all of the information he put into it, I don't know if it's important for any artist to know necessarily, but it seemed ridiculously helpful, right? Like, do you have high quality resolution images? Hi, Karen. Karen Day is my name. Hi, Karen. Got one person over on Twitch. I swear. I need to do longer streams because people only ever pop over on Twitch towards the very ends of when I'm getting finished up. Which is okay. I love the fact that you're here. Thank you for stopping by. But yeah, this gallery owner talked about his expectations of what it would take for stuff to be displayed in his gallery, right? And how to form a good relationship with the gallery, and why you want to have your art in a gallery, right? And it just seemed, it was a perspective I'd never heard before. My work is beautiful. Thank you so much. It's a work in progress. That is what it's going to look like in the end, except the white's going to be green and the gold's going to be this much darker gold. I have another jumped ring here. And then the letters are silver, obviously. You like it. Thank you so much. I've got, in this alone, there's 14,000 rings so far. I don't know, I have no idea how many rings I'm going to have in it at the end. Alright, let's fix this jump ring down here while we're... Where'd it go? Right here. Grab one too many rings in there. Oh, come on. There we go. You like the other items that you're showing in your gallery video? That actually needs to be updated. Not everything is on my website. Those are all print apparel, chainmail themed print products. Wow, missing rings all over the place here. Bound to happen. So I make chainmail, I sell chainmail themed apparel and accessories, and that's the photo gallery you're seeing above my head. But it does need to be updated. I am working on that. Can you let me write that down, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Oh, come on. No, nothing. Update. Alright. It's on my list. It's on my to-do list. That means it'll get done sometime in the next century. Because I'm terrible with getting stuff done. Which is why I'm here. Taking this apart and putting it all back together. Alright. Come on. Gotta love the to-do list. Yeah, I got a lot of them. Like, for the most part, they keep me in check. I'll have a chance this week to do some of the stuff on my regular to-do list for the house. A couple of things I gotta clean up. That one never really ends. There's a lot of updates that the house needs that I've got my list divided into what requires money and what doesn't. So there's a couple more things on the doesn't cost money list. Whatever we can do for ourselves to keep us on it, yeah. I agree. What have I done? I missed the ring again? Yeah, I did. What do you know? The joys of home ownership, 100%. We were just talking about lawns earlier and mowing them because of the weather. Alright, let's try that again. There we go. No, lots of stuff to get done, but most of it's like the only urgent thing that costs money that's got to get done is a backsplash, right? That's got to get done. But everything else can wait until it's funded. The kitchen. There's a lot of other things to do in the kitchen, but almost all of them can wait. So. The backsplash is probably the most urgent thing in there right now. Not something I am familiar with. I guess I'll have to get familiar if I want to get it done, because I think that's the only way it's going to get done is if I figure it out and put one up. I suppose there's enough YouTube instructional videos out there for me to be able to do that. But it ain't going to get done today or tomorrow, so. The list that consists of things that don't cost me money, that I have all the supplies for and everything, that I can work on. I can get a little bit of that done this week. Get all the websites, all the channels, all the stream channels, all the everything updated. Need to organize my YouTube channel. Very true. It's pretty easy once you get going. Just time consuming? Yes. All that stuff. That's the biggest expense, right? Like, yeah, okay, it won't cost me money, but you know, taking the time to figure out how to do something and then going through the mistake process of learning how to do it, you know, and then jacking it up and redoing it. Yeah, the backsplash and remodeling and things like that, it's like, I can be helpful when doing those home projects, but I've never worked in that industry, and I've got to fight through the learning process to get it all done. So it's better off for everyone if I find a guy to do it. I can get it done. Is it going to be the best looking? Probably not. Is it going to cost twice as much to fix my mistakes? Probably. But you need some blood drawn. You need some IV medication. You know, you need your dressings changed for your wound or something. I can do all that for you. Well, not anymore, but. And I built a 300 square foot deck off the back of my house down in San Antonio, and it wasn't the hardest thing to do. Like indoor trim carpentry and drywall and spackle and making it look good, it's like, I don't know, that's a skill on its own. That's to just pour things out when you can. Hire things out. I don't know, some people might think it's best to whore things out too. I don't know. You know, to each their own, I guess. But yeah, it's hiring someone, especially for like drywall and spackle, I cannot get it to look good. So, I don't know. I don't know if I've just given up or what. But, alright. If you hung your share of drywall and you will pass on doing anymore? Yeah. Oh, that's another thing too, right? Like, I'm not 25 anymore, and being a one-man team doing a three-man job is not, like, it's not my favorite thing to do anymore. So, you gotta equate what's the likelihood of me getting hurt, right? What's it gonna cost me to have someone else who's insured to do it? Right. There's another jump ring here. I just screwed this up all night, didn't I? Huh. I mean, yeah, could I, in theory, do all these things? Yes. Is it the best idea? I don't know. Alright. We've gotten to here. There's gonna be some black outline rings we gotta add later. But I'll keep doing all these independent gold scrolls. Right, and we can get, you know, most of this mapped out before hopefully the rest of the rings that hopefully fit arrive. Alright, and then once everything is outlined in black and once the new yellow is, you know, in place of the gold, once all that's done, then we can continue to work on the rest of this project. Alright. So, I don't know how many rings it's going to take, but it's going to be a lot. Looks great so far. Thanks so much. It's looking a lot better than it did. Before, none of the letters had outlines on them. The gold just, I ran out of this particular color. So, trying to replace it with a color that I have enough of on hand to do this inlay with. So get it all nice and rolled up. Alright guys. Okay. So we'll do some more of that probably tomorrow. Depending on how much I get done, right, is going to determine what we do on stream tomorrow. So I will be here at 9 o'clock Central Time tomorrow night. Tomorrow, Karen, you have a nice evening too. I'm glad you stopped by. Thank you. Don't forget to, whatever platform you're on, Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch, don't forget to like, follow, or subscribe. Appreciate you being here. You're all wonderful people. Thank you for your support and your engagement. Yeah, tomorrow, probably do some more flag work, and then I do have other stuff that I want to get to, so we'll see what happens. I might be tired of working on the flag by the time we start stream tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. All right. But you guys all have a wonderful evening. It is past 10. Actually, it's a lot past 10 o'clock. A lot more than I thought. And I will talk to you guys later. All right. Be sure to check out MailleWerX.com for all your chainmail themed apparel and accessory needs. All right, guys. You guys have a good night. Okay. I'll see you later. Thank you.